రావట్లేదు చూడండి. రావట్లేదు వైరు చిక్కడిపోయి అన్ని. ఇదిగో తీసేయండి, మొత్తం బయట తీసేయండి. ఇవి రెండు.
Recording in progress.
అది కూడా ఇప్పుడు బయటికి తీసి పెట్టినాను నేను. వెనక నుంచి ఆఫీస్ బాయ్ ఐడి మీరు చేస్తున్నారు. ఆఫీస్ బాయ్ ఐడి మీరు చేస్తున్నారు. ఓకే, వెల్, వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ గైస్. వద్దు. ఓకే, so last day we have just been discussing on applications, right? Okay, application. So in this process I just shown you fine. We defined index 11, index 12, and from here again we go to index 4. Yeah, these are all the methods what we defined for the application. So where you required to start from? Index 11. Yeah. Request to send to index 11 action method of home controller. When we click on the hyperlink, when the hyperlink is clicked on page, it is redirected to index 12 action method of home controller. Reason వస్తుంది. And sound వస్తుంది. When the hyperlink is clicked on page, redirected to index 4 action. Voice rod. Wait. Audible to the people sitting on the back. Yeah. So this is about how the control flows in applications. Okay. So what is application? Multi-user global data. It's a multi-user global data. So till now we talked about session. Session is single user global data and application is multi-user global data. Well, the next thing what we have is anonymous types. The next concept is anonymous types. What are anonymous types? Guys, you learned about these anonymous types in C# language already. So what is an anonymous type? A type without a name. A type without a name. If you recollect, we have been discussed about this in the C#. Let's see, generally, you have a class like this, class product. Now inside of it, you're writing public int ID, get set. Next, public string name, get set. And then public double price, get set. So you defined a class like this with the 3 properties now. You defined a class like this with 3 properties. Now, after defining the class with the appropriate 3 properties now, so I will create the instance of the class now. Okay. So how do you create product? P is equals to new product. Now, when you create an instance like this, the 3 attributes are initialized with the default values. The 3 are initialized with the default value. What is the default value? Null. All are null. All are null. String also null only, na? You learned in C# 8 words. For string also, question mark should be suffixed. Otherwise, you'll get a warning. In C#, when I started with C# 10, I said you about this. It's a feature in C# from 8 words. What is it? For string, it is nullable only. But if you won't put a question mark, you'll get a warning. You get a warning. If you put a question mark, there's no warning. That's all. But that is if I don't write also nullable only. If I write also nullable. But if I don't write, I'll get a warning. If I write, I don't get a warning. That's all. But nullable. Yeah, all 3 are nullable. When I create an instance like this, all 3 are initialized with null values. Yes or not? And to overcome this particular problem, in C# 3.0, we got a feature called object initializers. When your class doesn't have a parameterized constructor, you can initialize the attributes by using the curly braces and say ID is equals to 101 and something. Sorry. Name is equals to something television and comma price is equals to some value. You can create an instance like this. Now, are they initialized with the null values or the given values? And what we call it? Object initializers. When we use it? When a class doesn't have a parameterized constructor. When a class doesn't have a parameterized constructor, you can use this technique and initialize the attributes of your class. Are you guys clearer? Yes or not? So this is a new feature introduced in C# 3.0. But listen, all of you, what is that? First, we defined a class and afterwards created the instance of the class. But in the same C# 3.0, they're given us another feature called as anonymous types. What's an anonymous type? Without defining a class, you can create the instance of a class. I repeat, without defining a class, you can create an instance of a class. How? Where P is equals to new. Simply open the curly braces and say ID is equals to 101. Name is equals to television and price is equals to 50,000. I can create an instance like this. So for which class? The class is implicitly defined to you. The class is implicitly defined. Who defines the class? Compiler will define a class. What is the name of the class? None of your business. Why you want to know the name of the class? What you require is the object of the class. That's all. Nah? The object is there. P is your object. So what is the name of the class? Is not a point at all now. Okay. And this class has three attributes. What are the three? ID, name, price. Where ID is a integer. Why? Because you assign the integer value. Name is a string because you assign a string value. Price is the double because you assign a double value. They are automatically going to be defined implicitly. Are you clearer? So this is what we call as anonymous type, creating an instance without defining the class. Okay, that's why anywhere you don't use the class name, say new app and open the braces. That's all. We don't write any class name. And here also we don't have no class. That's why what you are doing? Where. In the place of where, you can also use dynamic also. Where also can be used. Dynamic also can be used. Any of these two can be used. What's this? Anonymous types, creating the instance without defining a class. The same anonymous types can be used in your MVC also. If you recollect, when I thought about the anonymous types for you in the C# classes, on that day I clearly said you, Array, we use these anonymous types in MVC. We use the anonymous types in the MVC. In MVC, we use them extensively. So in MVC, I'll tell you what is the use of the anonymous types. But first, learn what is an anonymous type here. That's all. But now you can see the use of the anonymous types here, guys. What is it? Listen. Hash region. Anonymous types. Okay. Public. Fine. Just a minute. So what's the last method? 12. Now 13. Watchman. I can now create the instance like this, where P is equals to new of, open the curly braces, and now I can say ID is equals to ID, name is equals to name, price is equals to price. Okay, return view, right? When you say return view, you remember I said you view, this is an overload method. Array, we can simply use view second option. We can cause a view object third option. You can pass an object model fourth option. Array, we use this now already, string view name. Now, this is important for us. What are you passing P? And now you can pass this P as a data to your method now. You can pass the P as a data. Any name like this, I'm just giving the name as product. You can pass this product as a data to the view. Till now, we are passing a view and putting the data in the view bag, view data session and all. Not like this. You can even pass the data like this also to the view. Are you clearer or not? So this is another way of passing return view and pass the data you want. Now let us add a view now. Add view. So now this is your table. Now you need to get the values here, right? The values, whatever you pass through the anonymous types, type can be captured in your view, from the view data. What is that? Yes, guys. Here you have simply passed product here. The product contains all the three values in it. The three values will come to the view as a view data. The values will come as view data. So first thing what you require to do is you require to access that values from the view data. How? See, int id is equals to view data dot eval of id. View data dot eval of id. Why, sir? Because listen, how are you storing the values in the view data? One value we stored till now in the view data, view back one value. But now you stored what? The whole object inside. What you stored? The whole object inside of it. So basically, view data of, suppose if I specify the key name. What is the key? Here, we don't have any key at all. Sorry. We don't have any key at all. Array, you just directly passing this product, that's all. There's no key. So when you're accessing the values, when you say view data, there's no key now. So what should I call? View data dot eval of, and you need to pass the expression. And now this is going to give you the value, but you need to convert it. Convert dot to int 32 of view data dot eval of id. This is how you require to read the values. This is how you're required to read the values. Again, string name is equals to view data dot eval of name dot toString. Next, double price is equals to convert dot to double view data dot eval of price. Eval of price. Okay. Now, guys, can I directly use my ID? How? @ID? @ID, @name, no need. No need. You declared price here. Already we are in that basis only. Price is equals to price plus price into, and get the price value there. Now come to home controller, run this method. Which one? Index 13. Which method? Index 13. Got it? Got your values? So first point, understand what is it? You can pass a object directly to the view where this object contains all the values in it now. Array, what is product here? Product is an object or instance, and it contains all the values in it. But how do I access the values in the view? The values you can access in the view through the help of this. Internally, what happens, when I pass this product here, The values means internal code. The code behind this, there will be a view data which will bring the values to the view now. There will be a view data which will bring the values to the view now. Did you understand my point or not? So what to do now? What to do now? There'll be a view data which is going to bring the value. First, you need to pick the values from the view data. But view data doesn't contain each value individually. All values are present under one object. So how to pick the individual value, view data of ID, view data of name? No, it is not like this. It is inside a object. So to get the value, what should I write? View data dot eval of ID, view data dot eval of name, view data dot eval of price. And you already know these methods all will get you the data back as object. See there. Are you getting my point? You will get all the values as object. That is why I just used your object. Okay. So have a look. 11. Anonymous types. Yeah. This is another mechanism using which we can transfer values from action method to view or action method to action method within the same controller or another controller also without using view data, view back, temp data, and session. An anonymous type is a type, nothing but a class without a name that contains a set of read-only properties for which we can directly create the instance by using new keyword. For example, see here, this is a class. Just for example, if I define a class like this, I want to create the instance of the class, but I don't have a default constructor in the class. How do I create? We can create instance of the above classes, employee, emp is equals to new employee, passing all the values. Object initializer. But to do this, first I should define this class now. Correct or not? To do this, first I need to define this class. Correct? Now see, in the above case, we are creating the instance of employee class, which is defined first, and then initializing the attributes ID, name, job, salary, and status that are associated with it. So now the instance EMP contains all the attribute values in it. Without explicitly defining a class, a class or type also, we can create an instance for the type as and initialize it as following now. See this code here, there is no class now. Without a class, you are creating the instance. Array, in the classroom, I said with the product. In the notes, I given you employee. That's all. In the above case also, instance EMP is an instance containing all the attribute values in it, same as in the first scenario. But the difference is in the first case, we defined the class first and then created the instance. Whereas in the second case, we created the instance without defining the type, and we call this as anonymous type. Without defining a class or a type, and we call it as anonymous type. Anonymous types introduced in C# 3.0. Actually, this concept was introduced in C# 3.0. As the name suggests, okay, what is it? As the name suggests, is a type that doesn't have any. C# allows you to create an instance with a new keyword without defining a class. The implicitly typed variable var or dynamic is used to hold the reference of anonymous type. Okay, in the above example, EMP is an instance of anonymous type which is created by using the new keyword and object initializer syntax. It includes 5 properties of different data types. An anonymous type is a temporary type here. Understand what it is? It's a temporary, it's not a permanent. You want to make it permanent, define the class. It's only a temporary that is inferred based on the data that you include in your object initializer. Properties of anonymous types will be read-only. See guys, these are read-only properties. You can only get the values, but you cannot set the values. So we cannot change their values. And main purpose is for transporting the data from one place to another place. Now see, you want to transport the data from the view to, controller to view, or the action method to the view. You want to transport the data. Now on the other place, what you want to do? You want to get the data. That's all. Nah? You don't want to send it back again. You only want to get the data. So it is read only. It's purely read only in this context. Notice that the compiler applies the appropriate type to each property based on the value assigned. For example, ID is an integer. Name and job are string. Salary is double. Status is of Boolean type. Am I clear? Status is type? Boolean type. Internally, the compiler automatically generates a new type for anonymous type. You can check that by calling get type method of an anonymous type of instance, which will return the following value. You remember get the type. You just remember the get type method. You can call it get type. If you return the get type, it will return you this one now. What it returns? Yeah. Underscore anonymous type of 0, 5. What is the 5? 5 attributes are there. First attribute, integer. Second attribute, third one, fourth one, fifth one. That is what it shows you. That is what exactly it shows you. If you try to call the get type method on it, that's what it uses here. Okay. By using these anonymous types also, we can transfer values of an action method to its corresponding view, or an action method to another action method that is present in the same controller or another controller. Okay. So now define a new action method in home controller. Yeah, I defined it now. 13. So you see product, passing the product. Add a view to the above action method and write the below code under its view tag. See what you're writing first. View data dot eval. View data dot eval. View data dot eval. You're just calling the eval and you're getting all the values. Rest of the code is same only here. You need to understand only the first 3 things. That's all. You need to get the values first. Where the values are? The values are inside the view data. So can't I directly write here? You can directly write here also, guys. @view data dot eval of ID. Just to make you understand a little bit, I just tried to declare it like this. But without that, straight away here, what you can write? @view data dot eval of ID. You can write up there. Just to make you understand, they will be in the view data. I just written it like this. That's all. But no need. Next time, we'll directly write. See, next time we'll directly write. Okay, now? So we can just directly get it. In the above case, while accessing values from anonymous type in the view, we need to first capture these values from view data. That is, even if we did not explicitly store the values in view data, they're implicitly stored into view data and accessible under the view. Did you catch my point? I did not store. But still, what is the method doing? Which method? Return view method is there. The logic inside of the method is, this is stored in a view data and sent to the view now. In the view, you can access the values from the view data. Did you catch my point? Who's storing the values in the view data? What is view? A method here, tell that. What is that? The method view. Here we call now return view. That's a method. This method is internally storing this in the view data. Now that view data is what I'm picking up in my view now. While accessing the values from view data, we require calling eval method on view data because the values are stored in the form of an instance or object, complex type. And under that instance or object, we have all the 3 values which will be separated first and then consumed. Did you catch my point? First, all are present as one single object. So separate them and then consume it. But earlier we did not do. Earlier, why will you do? Because you stored each value individually there. ID separately, name separately, price separately. But now all 3 under one. Because all 3 are under one, this separation is not required. Sorry, this separation is required. Previously, all 3 are separate, so not required. Okay. Well, guys, I just want to show you How you transport from one action method to another action method now? Watch. Public. What is the result I should call? Redirected to route result. Index 14. Same again. Int question mark ID. String name. Double price. Okay. Same again. Where product is equals to. Fine. Next. Return. Redirected to action. Come on, guys. Redirect to action. Where you want to go? First action method name. Correct? The last method is index 4. So let us go with index 5, comma, controller name, test, comma. Watch, guys. Object route values. Object route values. We can pass that object there. I'm sorry, not test the controller, only test that to double quotes. First two parameters, you know, na. What is new now? Third parameter is new. That's all. What is that? Product. Are you clear? Okay. Object route values. It is not telling object model. What is it telling you? Object route values. I'll tell you what is that object route values. Now let us go to test, add a method. So test controller, add a method. Public, index 5. Are you clear? Now this method should take all the 3 parameters again now. That's what route values here. The values will come as route now. Ray, you wrote route now. Route means your method should have parameters and the values what you enter in the address bar will come here now. That's what we call route. Okay. So here, what you're writing, object model. No, in the previous, listen, watch this. What is this telling you? Object model. But here it is not telling you object model. What is it telling you? Object route values means all these values will be sent to the action method as the routes now. We will divide them and send in the form of routes. You'll watch an address bar. What next? Again, the same process only now. What to do? Create it and pass to the view. So first you'll start with index 14. Index 14 will redirect you to test controller index 5. Index 5 will have a view, display the data. Right click, add view, add. Watch, guys. Let me copy this table here, okay? This table, paste here. What did I say? Without writing again separately, here only we can write @ view data dot eval of ID. You can write here also. Next, @ view data dot eval of name. Okay. Next, double price is equals to convert the dot to double of view data dot eval of price. Like this also you can write. Am I clear? Now which controller to run? Home controller, index 14. Have a look, guys. What am I calling? Index 14. Hit enter. Watch it, man. Watch it. Alright, till now, when you navigate like this, you did not see the values in the address bar. Check it out. See your previous methods. When you jump from one action method to another action method, you did not see the values in address bar. Are you seeing or not? That is what object route values means. The values will be sent to this method as route parameters. Are you clearer or not? That will send you the values as route parameter. That is why it got concatenated. When did I type? I did not type that. It automatically generated. What did I type? Home index 14. This is what I typed. Correct? And this is launching you test controller index 5. But that is internally launching. Am I right? And that is automatically bringing the route values now. And the route values are again accessible to you here. Are you guys clearer or not? Understood the meaning of object route values now? The values will go to the action method as route parameters. And who will break it? The method will do that job for you. You don't require to do. The method will. See, how will it frame the statement? Test slash index 5 slash ID value slash name value slash price value. How will it know that? Route config, you defined it already. First value should be controller. Second value should be action method. Third value should be ID. Fourth value should be name. Fifth value should be price. That will read the information from the route config and frame the statement and sends the values. That is why again, I have defined parameters here also and reading or passing it to the other place. Am I clearer? If you want to try within the same controller, I directly shown up to you in another controller. But if you want, you can try within the same controller also. Okay. So one more time I'm telling you. Again, here also I've written it elaborated, but I said you just shown you. In the place of ID, directly write off view data.id, view data.eval of name, and here add one more statement. Double price is equals to convert dot to double, and you write it. Okay. Without, if you want to simplify, you can try it like this also. So which method to execute? HTTP, localhost, home, index 14 and all. And you can see the flow of control. Request sent to index 14 action method of home controller, redirected to index 5 action method of test controller. Just a minute. Just a minute, all of you. I will add one more statement here, guys. Execute index 4 action method of home controller. What will happen now? URL in the address bar will change as following. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. Can you tell me how the URL changes? HTTP localhost MVC data transfer test slash index 5 slash index 5 slash 105 slash source slash 3500. Am I clear, guys? That is how the URL changes to you. Now URL address bar will change as following. It will change for you like this. Are you clear? Request sent to index 14 action method of home controller, redirected to index 5 action method of test controller. And in this process, all the 3 values are sent to index 5 action method as route parameters. Did you understand me or not? Okay, what is that? In this process, all the three values are sent to index 5 action method as route parameters. Okay, index 5 action method as route parameters as above. Yeah, as above, you can see all the values will come there. Clearer, everyone? Yes or not? So always you need to focus on the address bar, guys. What is coming in the address bar? That is important for us. Always try focusing on the address bar. You will understand correctly what you are entering, what is coming. Okay, now we use these anonymous types extensively in our MVC. So many places will use this anonymous type. I'll show you. But you understood anonymous type now? What is the main motive? Transporting the data from one place to another place. Without transporting one value, we can transport all the values as a single object. Are you clearer or not? Without transporting one value, we can transport all the values as a single object. One object taking all the values at a time to the other place. Clearer or not? But the values are coming to you there as view data. Am I correct? Is it type safe? View data is not type safe. View data is not type safe. Clear? Now, in all the things, only one thing is a type safe for us. View back. Till now, we discussed on 7 concepts. View data, view bag, temp data, cookies, sessions, applications, anonymous types. In all these 7, one and only one is type safe for us. What is it? View bag. But view bag, the scope is limited. View bag scope is limited. Yes or not? Finally, the last one is model object. This is the important one. Going forward, we will use this only in all our applications now. This is what. Now we are starting with the model, guys. Till now we talked on controllers, views, and now it is the time for understanding about the third one. That is the model. Are you clear? So what is model objects here? Nothing here. The first concept. What is that? Define a class, create an instance and use. Don't use this one. Are you clear? This is type safe now. This is type safe. How to use it? Okay, watch. Just a minute here. No need to convert for ID. No need, because we are directly displaying now. Object can be directly printed. Object can be directly printed. Srinivas, the problem is only from your side. Check with your network connection. Check with your network connection, guys. Yeah. Watch what I'm doing. First, let us go to the models folder. Add a class. What is the class name? Product. You guys know how to define a class. I don't require to give you any explanation for you. Product is the class. Okay. And in the class, I'm defining all my 3 attributes, the 3 properties: ID, name, price. Clear? Now, let us come to the home controller. Let's come to the home controller. Look, guys, public view result index 15 is a method I'm defining. Are you clear? Guys, concentrate on this. Now I want to read the 3 values, correct? What are the 3 values? ID, name, price. How are you reading the 3 values now? ID, name, price. Tomorrow, if there are 10 or 15 attributes passed like that, you need to take 10 or 15 parameters also now. The simplest option is product P. Product P. Enough, huh? Yes. But how will it get there? Because your parameter names and your property names are same. I already said you earlier, there is a beautiful name mapping system in MVC. If the names are matching, ID will come and fall in the ID, name will come and fall in the name, and price will come and fall in the price. Automatically, you'll get all the value. Return view and pass the P there. That's it. I'll write an action method for it. Hold on. Sorry, I'll write a view for it. Hold on. Just let me call the index 15 now. Concentrate, guys. What is the method name? Index 15. Guys, observe the URL. Index 15 is what I'm calling. Okay, na? And hit the enter key. Look here. Got it? Tomorrow, 5 attributes, 10 attributes will become easy now. Understood? One time effort, define the class. That's all. One time if you define the class, tomorrow all the values will directly come now and sit in the model class. This is what your model is, the model class. But make sure attribute names, parameter names are same. The one is ID, one is number, it won't come. Did you catch my point? One is ID, second one is number, it won't come. For example, let me go to the product class now and I'll change this as number. Okay? Number is null. Why? Names did not match. Names did not match. That names should match always. If the names are matching, rest of the things will be done by MVC for you. Your job is just directly capture the values and all values will come now and you can start using the values now. So one more time, index 15, hit enter and you see all values loaded. Clear? Okay. Now, what are we writing? A return view and passing it. Correct, na? Yes or not? Actually, when you're consuming this class, you're required to import the namespace here. You're required to import the namespace. Why, sir? Both are in same project only, na? But they're in same project only. Namespace are different. What's it? You are adding your things under folders now. What is your namespace name? MVC data transfer is the namespace. But it will take MVC data transfer dot controllers as a namespace here and MVC data transfer dot model as a namespace here. Watch it. And come to controllers and see. When namespaces are different, importing should be done now. But you did not import, sir. You did not import. Array, in C# I said you, man, the latest version of the Visual Studio, you have a feature. When you type the class name, it will automatically import the namespace to you. Go and check on the top. See the first line. Already imported. Understood me? If that is not imported, it won't work. There is a new feature in Visual Studio 2022. You type the class name, it will import of the namespace to you automatically. But earlier, what we used to do, we used to manually write import and use it. But now, no need. That's automatically done. Just giving an idea. Don't forget going forward. It's very, very important to remember. You need to import the model namespace first. After importing the model namespace only, we can consume the class. Got the point? Okay. Now let's add a view, guys. Add view. Okay. Are you clear with the controller code, action method code? Will you answer today or shall we meet tomorrow? Answer fast. Ask the question. You're sitting silently. Come on. Did you understand this concept of the model here first? I used the model class. All the values came here. I'm passing the model to the view. Understood here? Now come on, come to the view now. Okay. Now you want to display the data in a table now, right? Huh? Okay, just a minute. Let me copy the table code. Let me copy the table code. Paste it here. Just a second. Delete these three things. This one. All these things. Delete it. Okay. Hold on, guys. Now what you can do, at the rate model, guys, look on this. At the rate model, your model class name. What is your model class name? MVC data transfer dot models dot product is. We call this as model binding. What do we call? Model binding. And remember, when you're binding, you require at the rate model, lowercase. Be careful. Why, sir? Because again, now you want to get the ID now? At the rate model dot ID. At the rate model dot ID. What is at the rate model? Put your mouse on that. What is it? Product. Under that, ID. ID is which type? Type safe. Type safety again. Did you understand me or not? It is again the type safety what is coming into action. At the rate model dot ID. Here. At the rate model dot name. Be careful, guys. This only I'm saying you. On the top, it should be lowercase at the rate model. And inside the code, it is Pascal at the rate model. If you make a mistake, it won't execute. Because C# is case sensitive. Don't forget it. Clear? So here, lowercase while importing it. And here, Pascal case while accessing it. Understood me or not? What you'll write? Double price is equals to at the rate model dot price. No need at the rate model dot price. You got the price, you're calculating and finally printing the result. Okay. So guys, again, come to home controller, run it. /home, index 15, hit enter. Again, the values are coming here. Loading is. I put a breakpoint. The values are coming here. And you see now, you are able to pick the value. ID, name, price, all the values. This only will use going forward. This only will use going forward. Okay, model binding. Understood my point? Okay, this is what. Sir, if I want to transfer to another controller action method, can I do it? Yeah, you can. How do you write? Public, redirect to route result, index 16, product P. Product P. What next? Return, redirect to action. Same again. What? Index 6, comma, test controller, comma, P. Route values. Again, the same concept. What is it? Route values. Now go to test controller. Come on. Public, view result, index 6. What you can do, again, just watch, guys. Is the model namespace important? You can observe all of you. It's not important, right? But when I type here, product P. Okay. Got it? That's imported automatically. Product P. Next. Return view. Return view P. Same story. Right click. Add view. First line. @model. MVC data transfer dot. Models dot. Product. And rest of the code is same like this only. Copy this table here and paste it here. Paste this here. Which method to run? Index 16. Again, focus on the address bar, guys. Which method? 16. Hit enter. Route values. See again, route values. All the values are again captured in the product P and pass it to the view. View is publishing the values. Are you clear? Okay, so this is called as the model object. This is the another way how we can track that, how we can transfer data from controller to view, which provides type safety and intelligence support in views. Here, till now, 8 options. In the first 7, we don't have intelligence support. Do you remember? If I misspell, I won't get a compile time or a runtime error also. Remember or not? I want to get a compile time error, I won't get a runtime error. Simply null will come, no error will come. Okay. And in these 7, one provides you type safety. One provides you, okay, 6 doesn't provide type safety. And all the 7 doesn't give you intelligence support, right? This is the one which is giving you intelligence support also, type safety also. So do I have intelligence support? Yeah, go and see in the view. When you're typing the code in the view, @model dot, it is going to show you the attributes. See there if you want. ID, price, name. So tomorrow, when you have 10 or 15 attributes, if you don't have intelligence now, how do you remember all the names now? This will help you. Intelligence is there. You can see what is the attribute name and you can just use that in your code now. Point clearer or not? So this is the one which is going to give you the intelligence support as well as type safety. Both these two things are offered to you in this context. Intelligence support also and type safety also. Am I clear, everyone? Okay, fine. Back. And intelligence support in the views. So by using this, also we can transfer values from action method to corresponding view or action method to action method of same control, other control. To test this, first add a class in the project under models folder, naming the class as a product and write the below coordinate. Just only define the 3 properties in the class. Next step. Now we import the namespace. Which namespace? Models. Import the namespace in home controller class and define a new action method. Index 15 and all the 3 attributes. What are you doing? Product is equals to new product of and passing it. Yes or not? Just to see, no need to write like this. I said you, that option is also there, but still you can see the options below. Option 2, product is equals to new product the first way. Second one, where product is equals to new product. Third one, dynamic product is equals to new product. All these options work. Without all this nonsense, directly you can use product also. I directly shown you the 4th option only. Are you getting me or not? Okay. Option 4, you can write like this also. Option 5, without all this nonsense, what you can write? Return view. Straight away, product. That's it. All this will work to you. Understood or not? Yes or not? Okay, all these options are going to work for you in this context. You can use any of the mechanism you just like. Okay, so once again, now import the namespace, MVC data transfer. See, I mentioned you very clearly, import the namespace in the home controller and start writing the code. All these 5 mechanisms will work to you. Add a view, index 15 action method, and write the below code. The first line, top of the view. What is that? At the rate model, your model name. Your model name. Next, come to your code. Directly. See, in this case, on top of the view, we need to first import the model object by using @model directive. Remember what is the directive? Using is a directive. A directive is an instruction given to the compiler by your program. You learned in the C# classes. Using is a directive. Using static is a directive. These are all instructions given to the compiler by the program. Same way, @model is also a directive, so that we can access the members of product class by using @model property. Be careful. There it is lowercase and here it is Pascal case. And now you can execute your method like this. In the above index 5 action method, without reading each parameter value individually, we can directly read it through the model class by using the class as method parameter. See guys, public redirect to result, index 16, product. That will directly show one of these options to you. All the waste here right away. Why? There is a beautiful name mapping system that is available. So straight away, all the values will come here. Okay, index 6 test. In test again, product. Finally, note. Now add a view to index 6 action method test control and write code same as written in index 15 action method of home control. Just copy paste here, same code. No difference in the code. Execute index 16 action method as following. What do you call? Index 16. After executing this, guys, remember, just I said here above, URL will change for you. How? Guys, the URL will change. What is it? Test index 6. Why I'm again typing the URL is to make you understand the values will come as routes here. The values will come as routes again. In the above index 15 action method, without reading each parameter value individually, we can directly read through model class by using the class or method parameter. Oh, we added in the wrong place, huh? Not here. Here, guys. Yeah. Yeah. And also you can see flow of control. You can see that. What's it? Request sent to index 16 action method of home controller, redirected to index 6 action method of test controller. And in this process, all the values will be all the 3 values will be sent as route parameters. And in this process, all the 3 values will be sent to index 6 action method as route parameters and above, as shown above, Are you guys clear? Okay. Sir, you'll have a doubt. Sir, which mechanism do we need to use it here? Actually, guys, it depends here. It depends. It depends. One value there, then refining a model class and all is waste of time. Then directly go for view data, view bag, temp data, session, application, depending upon your requirement now. Do you get me? View data, view bag, a single request. Right? Temp data, multiple requests, but you need to again call peak or keep. Session, you want to access the value for the user for the whole pages. Application, value common for all. Common for all. Okay, in that scenarios, go for this. Now I have a bunch of values, 10 values, 20 values, then go for model classes. Then go for model classes. You need this in multiple places. Then go for model classes. You need in one place, anonymous type. Are you clear? You need it only for one time. What is the best option? If you need it only for one time, the best option is anonymous type. No, sir, I want to use it for multiple times. Then model class. They're given you multiple options, means they are not fools now. You decide one option, remaining all are waste. Everything will be useful for you in a different scenario. We need to understand the situation, and based on that, we just require to choose the best option based on our requirements. So simply we cannot decide here, this is best or that is best. Hope you guys are clear what I'm telling you. We cannot simply decide of here, this is the best option or that is the best option. Okay, so like this, we have variety of options that are given to us, and we'll see. Going forward, I'll tell you which one will be used in which places. Depending on the situation, I will be changing the things there. I'll be using view data, I'll be using view bag, I'll be using temp data, I'll be using session, everything I'll show you. I'll change it based on our requirements there. Okay, fine. The next thing is state management. What is state management, sir? See, I already said you this one. What is that? Web applications are connectionless. Web applications are connectionless. They're connectionless. Did you catch my point or not? Web applications are connectionless. What do you mean by web applications are connectionless? Once a request goes to server and a response comes to browser, the connection between the server and the browser will be cut off. Am I clear? What is that? Once a request goes to server and the response comes to browser, the connection between the is cut off. Are you clear? Connectionless. Next point is web applications are stateless. Web applications are stateless. What do you mean, sir? What I mean? Listen. Suppose in my first request to a method, I submitted a value to a class. Some integer value that is stored in a variable. I want to access that value in my next request. Not possible. Did you understand what did I say? I repeat. See, I have an action method and I want to call this action method for multiple times. In my first call, I sent a value to it. Okay, na? And there we declared a field and stored the value inside the field. Now in the second call, I want to use that value. You cannot use. Why, sir? You stored na? Because web applications are stateless. What is that stateless? Stateless in the sense, understand how web applications execute. I called an action method. I called a action method. Server will create the instance of the controller class. Server will create the instance of the controller class. After creating the instance of the controller class, it will invoke the action method. Some result will come. Based on the result, a view is sent to you now. Are you clear? Once the view is sent to you, immediately the instance of the controller class is destroyed. Immediately the instance of the controller class is destroyed. Why, sir? Another request can come. If another request comes, again I'll create. Are you getting me? Why like this? Same problem here. Millions of users will be connecting to the server. If I keep this instance active, they will consume a lot of space on the server now. So that's why once the output is sent to browser, immediately server will destroy the instance. Are you clearer or not? Ray, you learned in C# already, guys. What is it? One instance values. Can I access in another instance? You cannot access now. In my second request now, another instance is created. Now, how can you access the first instance value? First instance is already destroyed now. Did you get my point? I'm repeating. In my first request, server created an instance. One field is declared. The value what I stored is what I sent is stored in the field now. Fine. Now response is coming to browser. When the response is coming to the browser, this instance is destroyed now. When the instance is destroyed, is the field value also destroyed or not? Now I'll send a second request. Another instance is created. Now where is the old value now? The old value won't be present now. Then it is a big problem, no, sir? Because it is a problem only. We are using all these techniques now, view state, view backs, and all these particular things now. If you want to maintain the state of the value, can I use a view bag and view bag and view data? With all the things I explained to you, think yourself now. Can I use a view bag and view data to maintain the state of these values in my next request? In one request, I have a value I want to consume in my second request. Can I use view data, view bag? Already shown you now. View bag, view data. Can I use temp data? Can I use session? Can I use application? Can I use cookies? Yes, these are all the options what we use for maintaining the state. Watch it. Query strings. You know query strings already. Hidden fields. What are hidden fields? Just like text box controls, I'll tell you. Third one, fourth one, fifth one, application. What is not there? View data, view bag, anonymous types, and model objects. These four cannot be used for state maintenance. If you want to use state maintenance, what do you require to that? Temp data, cookies, sessions, applications. We already learned about query strings, but going forward, I'll teach you about the hidden fields also. See, web applications are stateless. That is, we can never access the values of one request in the next request of the same page or other pages also. But sometimes we need the values of one request in the next request to same page or other pages. And to overcome this problem and maintain the state of values between multiple requests to the same page or between different pages, we have provided a concept called as state management. In ASP.NET, to maintain the state of values, we have provided various techniques like we can use all these mechanisms for state management. Okay, already we learned about all these particular things. How to use them, I'll show you going forward. What I did not teach you is only, I'll show you that also. In the situationally, we talk about these particular things also. But we learned about all these particular things, how to utilize them and maintain the state also. I will teach you going forward. Is it clearer, all of you? Yes or not? Now you got an idea. What is a controller? What is a view? What is a model? What is a controller? A class which takes the request from the user. A class which takes the request from the user. And to respond, controller will have action methods. So the request comes to the action methods of the controller now. Second one, view. View is the UI using which you are going to display the data to user. You want to display the data to user. And model is a class that represents the entity. That represents the entity. Now your entity is a product. Tomorrow your entity can be an employee. Your entity can be a customer. Your entity can be a user. To represent the entity, we use models. Okay. I explained everything bits and parts, guys. I explained everything bits and parts. But going forward, we will try to make it up much more perfect. Okay. Now now onwards, I'll show you all three now. In everything, we'll have a controller, we'll have a model, we'll have a view. All three. Okay, now? Fine. So the next thing is, sir, we already know UI designing. You know, na? HTML controls we use and design the UIs. Yes or not? Yeah, we use HTML controls and design the UIs. You already know about it. You can use that also. Yes, model property names should be same as route config parameters. I already said that. Model property name should be same as route config parameters. Their ID name price. Here also ID name price, not model class. You give whatever name you want for the model class. Okay. I don't provide any interview questions here. First thing. My point is the whole subject is important. I don't say what is the public examination to give you interview questions. That is foolish, guys. Who's at here? Prepare interview questions. What you thinking public exam? How do you decide what questions will be asked to the interview? Do you think there are any standards? Oh, you're coming with 1 year experience. Only these questions I should ask. Coming with 5 years experience, these questions I should ask. Do you think there's standard? The person who comes to the interview, how do you know on what topic is strong? The person who is taking the interview is strong in object-oriented programming. He'll ask you object-oriented programming now. He's strong in SQL Server. He'll start asking about SQL Server. He's strong in ADO.NET. He'll start asking about database programming. How do you know here who is going to come to the interview? What is your strong? Are they going to disclose the details to you? The whole subject is important. That's what I say every time for you. No choice for you. Is my point clear? But as a fresher, object-oriented programming, you must be very, very strong. Are you clear? And don't ask me about FAQs. I don't give. If you want, Google, find out. Okay, I don't give any FAQs. Clear? If you want to prepare based on question answers, go and Google. You'll find a lot of things, but I don't believe in it. If you prepare like this, if the person asks the same question twisting, then also you cannot answer. If the question is asked as it is, you'll answer. If they twist the question, you don't know the answer again. Believe on the subject here, not on interview questions and answers. That's a wrong way of preparing for the interviews. Okay. Fine. What we're talking? Yeah, UI designing. We're talking about the UI design. So to design the UIs, how to design these particular UIs? Actually, stop talking, man. Stop talking. To design the UIs, we use HTML controls. Yes or not? Why you're talking to controls are array? Designing UI means not a static UI, a UI that takes input. I want to design a UI that takes a input, like a login page, registration page. Are you clear? I want to design a UI that takes some input. If that's the case, how do you design? HTML controls. You already know how to use them now? Yes or not? You already know how to use them? I don't require to specially tell you. But in MVC, apart from the HTML controls, we are provided with another concept called as HTML helpers and strongly typed HTML helpers. Total, we have 3 options here for designing the user interfaces. What are the 3? HTML controls, HTML helpers, strongly typed HTML helpers. For example, I want to create a text box to take the name from the user. I want to create a text box for taking name from the user or ID from the user. Are you clear? What I want to take is ID from the user. Okay. So how do you create a HTML text box? Tell me. Name or otherwise ID. Input type is equals to text. Otherwise, I'll take name only, guys. Name. Type is equals to text. Next, ID is equals to some name, something, anything you like. Are you clear? Just a minute here. Okay, ID is equals to anything you like. I'm giving the ID as price. Next, name is equals to, and I think your teacher have already taught you about these two attributes. ID. This attribute is required to refer to the control in our JavaScript. If at all you want to access this control in the JavaScript, what do you require? ID. If you want to read this value on the server side code, you need name. So both are mandatory? Yes, both are mandatory. If ID is not there, you cannot access this control in the JavaScript. If name is not there, you cannot access this control on the server side program. If you want to access it in both the places, both of them should be present. In general, we use the same name for both, same value for both attributes. ID is equals to price, name is equals to price. This is how you create a text box. Input type is equals to text. Okay. There is another way how you can create a text box, guys. What you know? @HTML dot text box price. That's all. @HTML dot text box price. That's all. It will create a text box. It will create a text box. When I write this code, guys, listen. When I write this code, it will generate you this code. Did you catch my point or not? When I write this code, what code? It will generate you. Now decide yourself which one is simple. You want to write input type is equals to text, ID is equals to price, name is equals to price, or simply @HTML dot text box of price. That is simple. So what is this? This is a method. This is a method. What is this? This is an object of a class. Which class? The class name is HTML helper. What is the class name? That is pre-created and given to you. That is pre-created and given to you directly @HTML. You can refer to the class, and under that there is a method called as text box. Look here, @HTML. What is the class? HTML helper dot method text area password checkbox radio button list box. All methods are there. Just you use the methods. Means you write C# code here that will generate HTML code. Did you catch my point or not? What you write? C# code. C# is much easier than for you than anything now. Because you're working on C#. Why? We have intelligent support. It'll tell you what it takes, what to pass, everything. Finally, all these methods, return type is HTML string. What is that HTML string? That only I'm telling you. When you write this code in your application, this will generate you this code. Are you clear? This is what you write, and this is the output what you see on the browser. Are you guys clearer? Yes or not? Just for example, copy, come here. Anywhere. Trying to place it. You got a text box here? Yes or not? You got a text box here. I just semicolon not required. You put a semicolon. You input name equal to price. Generated, see the code. ID price, name price, type equal to text. Sir, how did the value come there, sir? The value came there. What value? 3,500. Model binding again. Model binding again. Already we have a model in our code. There we have a price now that is automatically bound here. That's all. Means going forward here, really, when you understand it, it's like this, it will be a little bit confusing. But when you combine all the things, how simple and easy coding will become, you don't require to read any value explicitly. That only will give you. You enter the values in the text box, the value will come and fall in your model class now. That's all. Did you get my point or not? You have some text boxes here. You enter the values in the text box. All when you click on the submit, these values will come and sit in the model class, telling you, okay, I given you all the values, start accessing it now. Got the point or not? It will make coding very simple and very easier. Are you clear? Until we understand the concept, it looks a little bit clumsy. But once we combine everything, the code will be really simple and easy when compared with any other web technology in the market. Understood my point or not? Okay, that is the advantage what you have in this case. Yeah, the semicolon not required, you put it wrongly. This price is the price or the model automatically binding is happening and the value is coming off here. Is it clearer or not? So that is how you are just going to create the controls. So which one better now? So first I will teach you HTML helpers. After this, there is a drawback here. I'll tell you the drawback and then we'll go with. Without understanding HTML helpers, I cannot tell you anything about the strongly typed helpers. So first I'll start with, we'll finish it, then I'll go to strongly typed HTML helpers. Okay, let's stop here guys. We'll meet tomorrow.
Recording stopped.